kids are gone.
This is the Rogue Podcast.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Morgan.
We live together,
Work together.
raise 4 kids together,
She's kind of a bitch.
and she's a people pleaser.
This is a Love Island podcast.
Oh, can we recap Love Island? We could talk about how we're always on the wrong side.
Let's do that. Unpopular opinion. It's so weird that we are very different.
Yeah.
And we often have different opinions on things, even if they're kind of similar and then like we can find harmony in it. Like this is one thing we're always similar in. We like the people that no one else does on a reality show.
I don't know if it's the things we've gone through in our life or what it is, but I feel like we are really good at seeing the other side.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's the therapy.
Maybe. There's also just, I think, especially in reality TV, people decide they don't like somebody, so no matter what they do, they're
or vice
the villain.
Versa.
Yeah, or they
decide
really
they
like them,
and they're like,
so no matter what they do, it's justified.
Mm-hmm. Also, I feel like, traditionally, a lot of the reason we're not on the side of the rest of America is because we actually choose the guy's side a lot.
Yeah.
We do. However, this season, when Rob had that absolute meltdown and was crying and like hid under the pool, like people online were saying that she was awful and a bully for not like feeling bad for him. I'm sorry, but I have not seen a bigger tantrum in a full-grown man.
I also just feel like I'm really good at picking out manipulative behavior.
That was manipulative. And that was
behavior. Very manipulative.
Even if it wasn't conscious manipulative behavior, it was in fact.
Yeah.
Red flag. And
you're about to ruin the however week-long relationship they had. She shouldn't be worried about you and your feelings. She's got her own.
And that was the worst part, was she was like the conversation they were trying to have at that point was like, he was saying, oh, I'm so upset because I'm having all these feelings for 2 people and blah, blah, that's so hard for me. Like, you're saying it to one of those 2 people.
And you expect her to feel bad for you.
Feel bad for you instead of like having her own emotions about the fact that you're like, this other girl's way better than you, low key.
Yeah. Rob is on Caller Daddy and I'm excited to watch it because I'm hoping he owns a little bit more of his shit.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't like not have redeemable other qualities.
No, and even in that last episode we just watched, he was very much so taking a back seat and like apologized for the things everybody else felt he should apologize for. I think a lot of those apologies he just said to say.
A lot of people
I don't think he was actually meaning any of it. And we started this season really liking Rob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were obsessed with the 2 of them.
And I still think he is a decent guy. I think Love Island got a hold of him and he realized that people were backing him when they shouldn't be backing him. And now he's just feeding into it.
Yeah.
And it's making him look gross.
It is. But then he has those moments with like when Aaron and Kayla were having their issues or whatever, he was always the one to talk Aaron down. Like, dude, she means a lot to you. So this one moment in time might not be the thing to like fly off a cliff about, like, da da. So it's just so interesting to watch them like all try to have their own experiences, but at the same time, like help their friends. They're usually better at helping their friends.
Oh yeah. I also feel like Rob just may be that guy who is like your fun uncle who never gets married, but like helps you with your high school boyfriend and like is a little weird about it, but it's fine. Because like you said, he's been giving Aaron really good advice. He just can't seem to take any of it for himself.
Well, and Leah's kind of the same way. And she even has admitted a few times like, oh no, I like the toxic.
Yeah.
Whoopsie daisy. The guy
She's also
I had
still like decently young though, right? Isn't she only 24? Or 25?
I think so. I'm not positive.
Young. That's not much younger than me. But
it's almost 10 years younger than me.
I think you grow out of that a little bit. I think everybody in their early 20s kind of likes the drama and the messiness of a relationship. Also on Love Island, because you want people to like you after the show so you can get them Instagram followers. So
that makes sense. I mean, and there are, I'm sure, a lot of other ways that we just like go against the general popular opinion. Because this is not the first time this has happened.
No.
And I'm racking my brain trying to figure out, because we've talked about it so many times.
Was it on The Bachelor?
I feel like it was. I don't
even remember. What was the last season of The Bachelor that we watched?
Kelsey and Joey.
Oh, Joey.
Cutie patooties.
No, maybe it wasn't The Bachelor then, because I feel like we agreed with a lot of his decisions.
It might have been like a drama, like an actual show.
Yeah.
Where, or oh no, I know what it is, guys. Also related to Love Island. Ariana.
Oh, God. Yes. Vanderpump Rules. Oh, Ariana. Where do I even start? I was on Team Ariana when the Tom Sandoval scandal, whatever they're calling it now, came
Scandival.
out. Yeah, Scandival.
Good
when
title.
that came out, Team Ariana all the way. Stop cheating, you dirty hoes. Especially best friends. I mean, it was a whole thing.
Mhm.
On Team Ariana until the next season aired. And she was just gross. Being cheated on sucks. I get it. But some of the things she were doing, like, they all have the same friend group. If you've never seen this show. And, like, deep friends. Like, these people have been friends for 2 decades.
On television for most of it.
On television. And for her to expect their mutual friends, who were his mutual friends first, like, she came in at the start of their relationship. He brought her into this group.
Yeah.
So to expect them to not be friends with Tom because of something he did to her, or she wouldn't be friends with them, is gross.
It's gross, but also I feel like she forgot in the middle of that not only have they been friends for that long, but the show is also their job. And for the show, they would have to hang out with him anyway, even if they didn't really want to. But they do want to because they've known him for so long.
At least a few of them.
Yeah, and there are some, obviously there's infighting on every single reality show, and it goes back and forth, and this season you're besties with this one, and
Right.
then it switches and blah, 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 because that kind of happens in real life sometimes too. This more dramatized, but...
And I mean, you're always going to have people who liked Ariana more to begin with, so they're Team Ariana, and they're never going to speak to Tom again, which is fine, and we all know who I'm talking about when I say that. Katie. Yeah,
Yes,
sorry, I couldn't think of her name for a minute because she's that unimportant to me. Katie is also just being gross and making everybody else feel guilty that they're even questioning hanging out with Tom.
If you take this off of TV, I think this is maybe why we have these opinions, is because we can relate it to like the real people and not just like the entertainment. Is you have a man who made a mistake. For a big, fat, ugly mistake he shouldn't have made, but he made it. And he was ready to live in those consequences. And like, maybe he really did think he was in love with this girl and whatever, but like, regardless, terrible situation. But at the end of the day, he still has to be able to live his life and not want to unalive himself. Because... And it's basic human rights, man. Like,
the fact that this whole situation even got to that point is bullying.
Oh, it's terrible.
Whatever aspect you want to. And
hate him if you want.
The only reason Katie hates him as much is because she blames Tom for her marriage with the other Tom ending. And you're not allowed to do that. Tom made his own decisions.
Yeah.
And did he pick Tom Sandoval over you? Probably. That's on him.
But that's not the other one's fault. No, it's not. And I just feel like I don't guess I'm having a hard time like putting it into words, but like, he made a big mistake. It means your relationship is over, but it doesn't mean his whole life has to be over.
No, which is
he
very
didn't
much so in the
murder
spotlight.
anyone.
Right. And I think this was at least our turning point with Ariana when Lisa Vanderpump brought a couple of the friend group together to be like, because Lisa Vanderpump's brother also unalived himself. So she pays a lot more attention to those warning signs. So when she brought a group of them together and was like, I think we're getting to like this zone and that's not okay. Somebody needs to do something. Like, it's not okay to treat him the way you guys have been treating him to this extent.
Right.
And like I said, this was our breaking point because one of them went back to Ariana and discussed this with her and she laughed about it. and said that it was just him trying to get attention. And I'm sorry, people who are suicidal,
Do want attention.
yeah, to get help.
Yeah.
People don't fake suicide.
I just feel like this is going to sound terrible to some people who don't want to hear it, but like sometimes people do need to seek attention.
Yeah.
Because
And
they're struggling so badly.
I don't want to say people don't fake suicide to an extent. There are people out there who
Use it as a manipulation tactic.
well, yes, but to get help. Like they're not doing it just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it because there's something in there that's broken and they need somebody to fix it. They just don't know how to say that. And her laughing was the last straw for me. I grossed out. No, thank you. She is cashing in on this horrible breakup.
Yeah, and I mean, like, to a certain degree, good for her.
Yeah, like
getting jobs and whatever because she's very popular right now. Like, you know what? You got some hard rate cash in on it. The that commercial with the assistant,
the battery commercial. And
that
also,
one was a lot for me.
The whole other side of this is you have to realize that she's getting all of this business and he's losing it all. The restaurant him and Tom spent 5 years curating and perfecting and then opening saw a lot of damages from this blow up. Mm-hmm. And there's just a part of me inside that just, that's not fair.
It's not, you ruined one personal relationship. Again, it shouldn't blow up your entire life, your career, all of your other friends, your family. Like, there is a lot.
An extent or a limit to the damage, in my opinion, that needs to happen. And I think if Ariana had been a bigger person, there would have come a point where she would have been like, okay, like enough's enough. I'm hurt. You can am hate moving on. I have a boyfriend. Hello. I'm going to move out and we can all just go about our separate ways. Mm-hmm. But she just physically cannot do that.
No.
And it has now, I'm pretty sure Lala said this in the reunion of this last season. She's like the queen now. Whatever she says goes. Whatever she's feeling is how you need to adjust your behavior. Mm-hmm. And it's just gross. Today in this podcast, we're going to talk about some unpopular opinions and which way we sway and see if you agree with us.
Yeah. Some of them have to do with reality TV. And other than that, I've got a list on my phone we can kind of go from. All right. Unpopular opinion. Close relationships with your exes are a healthy part of life. What do you think?
I don't have a close relationship with a singular one of my exes.
I do.
I also have some bad exes. In other people's lives, if you have decent exes, I think it's fine. I think it also depends on the relationship. If you were married for a decade with 0 children, it's a little weird.
Like Tom and Ariana. Like,
a little weird.
They don't need to have a relationship anymore. It can be done now.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you were together for a year in high school, whatever. You can be friends for as long as you want. I also just run in very different circles than I did a decade ago.
What?
So, I think it also depends on your partner, what they're comfortable with, because I mean, I think I've said I think a lot.
That's okay. I think. She's got thoughts in there.
I just feel like that's something that people hold a lot of light to, where you can be like, my partner doesn't want me to speak to so-and-so. Okay, then don't talk to him.
Yeah. I feel like I agree with you and just like it's situational. I think if you have kids, you need to make it a priority.
Oh yeah.
And that means
children involved, have the best relationship you can have.
Yeah. Healthy co-parenting relationships are more far and few between than they should be. And I guess it's like when I decided it was time for me to like part ways with my ex, I told him, we need to do this now before we hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Things aren't going well. We don't think we can fix it. I don't want to get to a point where I can't even look at your face. And I feel like that happens a lot. People don't break up until they literally never want to see the other person again.
Mm-hmm. I also think in a friendship of that matter, you need to just be well aware of your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're hard to set up, especially from the beginning. But...
yeah, because I mean, you had a child together. That's like a whole different ball game. But I think you need to be well aware of your boundaries and their boundaries, and what you're comfortable with, and set those limitations.
This might be an unpopular opinion, actually, my own, stemming from this. If you have a healthy co-parenting relationship with an ex and you get in a new relationship and the new partner wants all of this to be cut, I think that's not a great partner.
Even with a child, or with a child?
With a child. I think you need to put in, and I understand that there could be some changes made, of course, because when you go from single to in a relationship again, like there are some things probably with your ex that may have to come to like just lower your communication amounts or whatever.
Okay, that's exactly where I was going. Because...
But if you get in a new relationship and the new partner is like, no more, I think that's awful.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's not good,
especially with a child, because
if there's no children involved and you break up, it's rare that you're going to continue to have a relationship outside of
like a daily one.
Yeah, that's going to be healthy. But I have seen so many relationships like that where the co-parenting relationship is honestly not that bad, and then enter typically new woman.
Yeah.
And new woman is threatened.
Yeah.
And that's understandable. But if you can't understand the dynamic, that just doesn't spell long-term to me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You need to be part of the family.
Yeah, I agree. I also, like you touched on a little bit, there is certain things that I think would have to be more limited. Like I know you and Joey talk a lot, and I think that would probably have to be dialed back a little bit, just for the comfortability of everybody involved.
Right.
But no, I think that should strengthen that relationship even more, not weaken it. In my unpopular opinion. All
right. Let's see. There's a bunch of really interesting ones in here. This one's mean. It's better for some couples not to ever have children.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Do we need any more explanation?
No, we can move on. Let's see. Money can buy happiness. It can.
Agreed.
It can. I don't. Anyone who says money can't buy happiness has never really fucking struggled.
Nope, they've never really struggled, and I think there's different aspects of this. Would my stress levels be less if I didn't have to worry about where my mortgage payment was coming from? Obviously. Which in turn leads to, if I'm less stressed, then I'm able to go do more things that make me happy. And we're very much so activity people.
Yeah.
So having limitless funds to be able to do whatever activities we wanted to do, we would be happy as a clam.
Yeah. And as a group, we are probably more extravagant than some people, but not like to an extreme.
Yeah.
So it's not even what we want to do is like outlandish things.
No, I just want to pay my mortgage.
I want to pay the mortgage. I want to be able to buy my kid a toy, like just because I feel like it. I want to go on vacation a couple of times a year, even if it's nothing like crazy. Like we just went on a vacation. The most expensive thing was the Airbnb and food. And we literally didn't spend any other money. Like, except for one day we got a little souvenir happy, but that's on us. But we just like went to the beach and had the best time.
Yeah. But then there's also the flip side of it, because I have like a lot of past trauma. Would money solve that? No. You have a little bit of anxiety. Would money solve that? Probably not. I mean, portions of it, because some of your anxiety is over finances, but there is some things that
It can't buy every aspect of happiness.
no,
but it can fucking help.
and it can make dealing with the things that it can't buy that much easier.
Yeah.
You would have more access to more therapists. You like,
We're humans. At the end of the day, we're going to find something to complain about. Okay.
can it buy happiness in some aspects? It can buy your ability to find more happiness, I think.
Yeah. And to deal with your unhappiness.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. People who are nice just want something from you. That one's not for me.
No, I don't think so. But I think there is a lot of people out there who are nice because they want something from you.
I think that's true. I don't think it's everybody.
Even in like the smallest aspects, cashiers are nice to you because they're getting paid to do it. Waitresses are overly nice to you because they want you to tip them more. Like, it doesn't have to be malicious.
Yeah.
But I'm also just not very nice. So
I'm too nice.
And then there's you.
Yeah.
Who...
I go through life. I go to Walmart and I smile at every single person that looks at me.
But then you also have that little bit of aspect of you where you're nice to people because you want their approval, which is still wanting something from them, even if it's not monetary.
We're moving on, Rebecca. Oh.
So, yes and no.
Oh
no.
Receiving gifts as a love language is just well-packaged greed.
I like to receive gifts.
I do too. I don't think that's true. This one I don't agree with.
Okay, I don't agree with it either because I am somebody who enjoys receiving gifts.
I love to give me a gift.
But I also enjoy giving gifts.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to receive gifts that I know somebody has thought about me. It's not the monetary value. Mm-hmm. It's not any of that. Mm-hmm. I want to know that it wasn't just a card off the shelf, that it was something you were thinking about me.
At the end of the day, I think that love languages all end up with the same. And that is, you are thinking of me and you care. You are not a physical touch person. Your husband is. When you love up on him, he's like, oh my God, look at her. Doing something she don't want.
I was saying because he knows I don't want.
Yeah,
it's not that I don't. You want
no, but that's not your instinct,
right?
And so it's the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's words of affirmation, or if it's gifts, if it's acts of service, whatever. At the end of the day, the person receiving that goes, they really listen and they really care. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that it necessarily is greed. I think it's, you paid attention when I said I liked that.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so to stem off of this one a little bit. Do you think people have multiple love languages? Or do you think it's just
absolutely
one?
Have multiple love languages. Because for myself, sometimes I don't even really know what it is. I guess it can change per moment. I like to give every single one. And maybe it's I want people to like me manner, but in general, I just love to see people happy. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like we were just talking about this yesterday, when someone's sick, like it annoys some people, if like men especially, like they get the man flu and blah blah blah. I'm like, let me make you soup, let me make you the cookies you like. Want me to rub your back? I brought you a little something because I was thinking of you. Like, I just like people to feel loved and feel happy. Mm-hmm. And so in the giving aspect of it, I will do every single thing and I'll enjoy it. But I would understand why some people, it might only feel like one to them.
I think I have different love languages for different people. Obviously, my love language for my dad isn't physical touch, because that'd be weird. He's my dad. But like, I want Tyler to show me that he cares about me in a different way than I want my dad to. And I think this is with like a lot of people, because words of affirmation is big for my dad.
Yeah. Like, I'm really proud of you. Yeah.
And just like randomly, not in a big moment, so that's how I've received my love from him. And then obviously Tyler's physical touch. So I think I have multiple, but it's based on the human. not so much what I want. Or that sounds raunchy, but you know what I mean.
This actually kind of transitions into another one of these. And the words "I love you" were meaningless. Is this one? And I feel like it's almost true. I've never really thought about it, but like, I like to say it as I'm just like, I'm overcome in this moment with my emotions for you.
Yeah.
So I say it out loud, but I feel like it can be kind of meaningless.
I don't know if they're meaningless. I think they have a lot of meaning, different meanings.
But if you don't follow it up with action,
yes,
that's when they can become.
Yes. And I also just think there's a lot of people who say it to get themselves out of a situation, or there's a lot of people who say it so like things can move on. But then there's different aspects of it, because when I tell my kids I love them, I know that I full well mean it. And but then there's also certain circumstances where I just tell my husband I love him
because he said it first, and if you
because he
don't,
said
then
it
you're
first.
annoyed.
Yeah.
Then he's annoyed, I mean.
So, yeah, I think that could go either way. I also can tell when my children will say it back to me, whether they're meaning it or just saying it.
Oh, this is interesting. I'm on Reddit now. The dependence on coffee or caffeine for tasks is proof of how unsuitable modern life is for humans. I've never really thought about that, but if we're honest, modern life is in fact
unsuitable. I also just have a husband who does a lot of shit and doesn't drink coffee.
Okay, I just mean the idea of it, not necessarily the actual caffeine dependence, but like if you think about it, the hours and the work and the like level of balance, it kind of relates to our last episode.
Yeah.
It's
the world sucks currently. I think everybody's aware of it. We're doing too much. We're overextending ourselves because we don't really have another choice.
Yeah.
And it's just the world we live in. And we either do it and succeed, in for lack of a better word, or we don't do it and we're going to fail because...
Yeah. It's not rude to end a party as the host, and more people should start doing it.
I don't know why that would ever be rude, in my opinion.
Especially like a kid's birthday party. Love you so much. This is 2 hours. It said so on the invitation.
I just think any party. I mean, we also don't really party as adults.
No.
But like we have get-togethers. We're never in a situation where we would want to end it.
Honestly, most of the time everyone's gone before we expected them to be, and we're like, oh, those little shits.
Yeah.
We wanted to play games.
But I think if we got to a point where we needed it to end for one reason or another, I don't think there's a singular person in our life who would find that rude.
No. Why? I mean, I feel like the social battery thing is a lot more understood and talked about at this point in our lives. And it's almost like, I was talking to my cousin about this the other day. His mom didn't come to every single family event that we ever had. And when we were kids, it was like thought of as weird. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, look at that queen with boundaries.
This goes into another maybe unpopular opinion. Do you think friendships, not marriages, just friendships, should be give and take?
Yeah.
Or should you not expect?
I think every healthy relationship, other than with your children, because frankly, those motherfuckers just take. They be taken. I think that healthy adult relationships are all give and take, and I don't think it matters what the label of it is.
Right,
boyfriend,
and I don't
girlfriend.
think it's even give and take of
It doesn't have,
tangible things.
I was just going to say, it doesn't have to be
it's
physical.
Your time. It's your
emotional support.
It's your level of how you are there for them. I think, go ahead.
I think this is very accurate. My one like asterisk is without keeping score.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because like I texted you first yesterday. How dare you not text me first today? That's too much.
It is, until I think you get to a certain point, and I think you know where I'm going with this.
I do.
Because it gets to a certain point where you don't have like a legitimate score, but like this person has done a laundry list.
Yes, if you can think of a list of things in your head that one person has done for the other, but you can't add something to the other column, then there's a problem. Yes. Yeah, no, it's kind of like how you and I used to be, where it was like, I paid for coffee this time, maybe the next time too, then you pay for one. At the end of the day, who knows?
Yeah.
Whoever like
but
spent
that with your emotional
exactly
support and time.
Yeah. Really good relationships don't take a lot of work unless you're trying to keep something going that doesn't really want to keep going.
I disagree.
All relationships are hard work. Good
all
ones.
Of them. Parents, children, friendships, spouses.
Yeah.
Coworkers, boss, all of them take work. I don't know if it takes a lot of work.
No, you're not going home at night and trying to like problem solve every relationship in your life constantly. No, but like,
I will say the first 5 years of my marriage was a lot of work. Yeah. The last 5 years of my marriage has been a lot less work. We are on a different understanding. We get each other. There is moments in there that are a little bit more work because somebody has something,
and even if you just like drop it down to daily.
Yeah.
It's like little tiny things like, I don't actually want to do this.
Yeah.
But for you, I do it. You know? And so I saw that one and I went,
And I think it's the same way with our friendships, or I think our friendship is a little bit different than most people's friendships.
100%.
But there was a lot of times, especially as an adult, and you and I are not very good at this. We have been trying to be better with outside friendships, but where I just don't want to.
I don't want to.
I'm tired. I have a lot going on. It's summer. My children are always home, and I just don't want to. But I need to actively be better at doing some of the things, because once I'm in it and doing it, I want to be there with you. It's just the act of leaving my house that I don't want to do.
There's that, but there's also something to be said for genuinely being in a place in your life where your home and all of the people in it are what you want to be, like where you want to be, what you want to be doing, who you want to be hanging out with. I
also just don't think it's a bad thing as an adult. And like, we're getting into like nitty gritty adult. Like, you're mid to late 20s, you're an adult, but you're not really that much of an adult, let's be honest. I, in fact, had multiple children by then, but still not a full grown adult. So I don't think it's a bad thing to have friendships as an adult in your 30s, 40s that you don't see that much, or you don't focus a lot of your time on because you're raising children, you're trying to keep a household running. And I, other than you, don't have a lot of outside friendships. I mean, I have Chelsea, who lives in New Jersey. We clearly don't see each other very often. She lives in a whole different state. But we have a friendship where it could be a month of us not talking and we could pick right up where we left off. And neither one of us are mad. We're not holding a grudge. No. And I think you just need to do that in your adulthood, because the most important thing in my life right now are the people in my house. Yeah. And that just needs to be okay.
And not just that, but like, I've talked about this with a couple of my other friends, and like, so, because I have a friend like Chelsea, she still lives in the area. We've been friends since high school. Love her to absolute death. She can do no wrong in my eyes. Okay. But sometimes we go literally 6 months without seeing each other, even though we live like almost in the same town. And then we see each other, we pick back up like nothing happened, or we'll call each other and be like, I was feeling sad that I missed you today. I'm not mad at you about it. She's not mad at me about it, but like, it has been a minute. So like, let's catch up. But one thing that I am just so far beyond at this point in my life is like jealousy things. I can't go, oh, well, I gave this person 15 minutes of attention, so now you need 15 minutes of attention. And
I also think it's hard for the people in our lives, and I sympathize with them about that, because the things that adult females get from a friendship, you and I now have in our house.
yeah.
So are we we are, when we get to a point where we're like, oh shit, I really need a friend right now, I walk into your bedroom.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm like, I need you to talk
me
me off the ledge. It's already problem solved.
Yeah, so that is making it so we don't reach out to some of our outside friends quite as much.
Mm-hmm.
And
also we're insufferable.
Yeah.
The
people don't like us together.
No. Or they love us together. We have a few people.
Frankly, sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to change much of that now. So, like, if you don't, and I mean, you have friends who aren't really my friends, so obviously you have some alone time with them when you want. I don't really have all that many friends, but when, I mean, they just have to accept this new version.
Yeah.
And
this is what my life is like now. And if you're not into it, like, I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry. Like this, and it's almost like you can relate it. We always laugh and say we're a throuple with all of the emotional support or emotional baggage and none of the sexual. It really is what, like, it almost is like being in like a relationship.
Yeah.
Because you guys are my people. And I don't want you to not be my people. And if other people don't get it, like, wow.
Yeah, and it's just not going to change anytime soon. We bought a fucking house together.
Yeah.
So, like, we're not going anywhere. And when we do things outside of the house, we want you involved.
Yeah.
So, like, there isn't very many aspects in our life where we're going to be somewhere without you.
No.
Like, I was talking to my mother-in-law because she was here last week or the week before, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but anyway, I was like, we don't really do date nights without Morgan anymore because it feels weird not to, like, include you in. And Tyler and I never really did like legitimate date nights. We would like go out and do something, which we do now. We just, you're with us.
Yeah. And I mean, I try.
Yeah, it's
occasionally if we cannot get a babysitter, like his birthday, I'm like, literally just go without me.
Yeah.
And you both were like, oh.
And I think there's also like certain things. Our anniversary is coming up. We'll probably do something, the two of us, for our anniversary.
Makes
that
sense.
might be a little weird to include you in, but like,
we each, the three of us have a different anniversary. I don't remember what day it is, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
It's just, there is a lot of things in life that could have just been me in the past, or was Tyler and I in the past, that you're just now in. And if people don't like it, then, and I mean, my family is also just doing it for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my dad doesn't ever invite us four-wheeling without it being the three of us.
Like, he knows my butt's going to need to be in a seat and he accounts for it.
It's never just, hey, Becca and Tyler. My dad, in fact, invites Tyler to things without the two of us, but that's a whole nother story.
They got a little bropiates. It's sweet.
And I think, like, even Danny and Kelly, when they're up, if we're invited to something, like, it's not even a question.
No.
You're there.
And it's interesting that it fell into that so quickly because you have had experience with like roommate style. This is a thing we have a problem with. We hate this term and don't know what to say. The old people in your life call me the boarder. I hate it. It's fine. But like, I would assume Billy was invited to things because he's been friends with Tyler for his entire life. But like, you guys didn't live your entire lives simultaneously. Or is that the right word? Yeah. Like we do.
No.
All of our plans involve each other. And frankly, I think we're all really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this multiple times. I never get sick of you guys. You're like, I get sick of Tyler sometimes. But like, or like sick of people in general, and you just like some actual alone time. Totally understandable. You have 3 fucking kids.
Yep.
That's hard to come by.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't think it's ever like individuals. I don't even know if it's ever really like just Tyler. I sometimes just get like peopled out.
Oh no, I was saying that as a joke, not like you can't see it.
I mean, there is some moments where I'm like, Tyler, go to work. Thanks. There's just, especially in the summertime, a lot of people in this house. And thankfully, we're in a bigger house now, so there's like a little bit more room to escape. I also have 2 children out of my 3 who are very, I don't really want to say needy because that's not the right word, but they need to know what I'm doing all of the time. And
which is not atypical. They're 2, 6, and
yeah. So it's just constantly like draining my meter, I guess. But no, I don't think.
And I almost feel like, I'm going to say this for you and you can disagree with me. I feel like it happens, and this is not mean to our children in any type of way. Your meter depletes throughout the day. And once all of those kids are asleep, it almost for me, and I think maybe for you too, it recharges the batteries to just spend time with the 3 of us. It's like at that point when all the kids are asleep, 90%, sometimes you still need alone time, but 90% of the time it's like, all right, now what are the 3 of us going to do to relax and enjoy?
Yeah, because I think that's also the dynamic if it's just you and your spouse. Most people don't put their kids to bed and then peace out and go separate ways. Most people, that's then their time to, and I mean, Tyler and I have had times where he's like, I'm gonna go play a video game, like you do what you want.
I feel like a lot of the time, you guys specifically, you spend a lot of time in the same space just doing different things. Like you're enjoying the fact that you are in the same room, but you're not necessarily enjoying the same activity.
Yeah, we're also just very different people.
Yeah.
Which I think we've discussed before.
Yeah.
But like, Tyler is very good at doing things that I like to do. I'm not quite as good at doing things he likes to do.
No, you make an effort.
But I'm very cautious of the fact that I don't constantly want to make him do things he doesn't want to do, especially in that time frame of the kids have now gone to bed. Like, this is the 2 hours we have to ourselves. I don't want to make him do something he doesn't want to do.
The difference too, I feel like, is just, this may be hard for you to understand.
Okay.
Tyler and I are very similar, which we will come back to 10,000 times because it's like, there's 2 of them. Oh, fuck. But genuinely, you are not someone who is like hyped to go do something you don't want to do.
No.
Okay. If you don't want to do it, probably you're not gonna, or you might make yourself, but you'll be like, this is for you. I and Tyler
swimming through caves in Mexico.
Oh God, that was so fun.
That was not for me.
No, it wasn't. We may not on the surface level want to do something, but if it means you're gonna have fun, we want to do it. It's just very like, and again, it's the same thing. It's like, I don't think this is a people pleaser part of me necessarily. It's just that I love you. I want you to have fun. Watching you have fun is what's going to make me have fun. Now I want to do it.
Right. We also do this a lot with our kids.
Yeah.
We don't want to take them to that dance party.
I never one time wanted to go to the playground. Not one fucking time.
But we do it because they enjoy it. And frankly, we don't do it enough.
No.
But
we also have 10,000 outdoor toys, so it's a little different. But like, yeah.
I think there's a lot of people who don't bend themselves enough for the people in their lives. And I also probably don't bend myself as much as a lot of people in the world. But I also am very open. There's a lot of things I like to do. So I think that helps a little bit. Yeah,
I don't think any of the 3 of us, like, how do I put this? Because we're so interesting. We're like, in one hand, 3 little sloths who would in fact stay in this house all the time and do nothing but watch TV shows and like play some games here and there and eat our food. And on the other hand, in the exact same breath, we want to go do shit. We're going to go ride our bikes and like go do an adventure and do whatever. And so it's cool because if one person can get motivated, the other 2, 90% of the time will be like, taking a deep breath. We can do it.
Yep.
Like rally. And so it's fun because we get to do so many fun things when we want to, but at the same time, we can all just be really content, just like loaf.
Do nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
My people will never be free until they let go of the shackles of lemon pepper. It's not that good.
I love lemon pepper.
I do too. This person feels strongly about it though.
That was rude.
Oh,
Lemon pepper is in fact delicious. I will never let go of those.
I'll never let go. All right. Pop culture isn't nearly as bad as people say it is. I agree. You know what? Unpopular opinion, or maybe it's popular at this point. You know those people that are like, I can't like this just because everyone likes it right now.
Stupid.
Everyone likes it because it's fun.
Yes.
So don't be such a dick all your life.
Unpopular opinion. I will let my children grow up as fast as they want to. To a certain extent. My 8-year-old has been begging for a cell phone. That's not happening. But my 8-year-old is also not an 8-year-old.
Mm.
And I, as an 8-year-old, was not an 8-year-old. And I very much so had people in my life who, I had both aspects. I had people in my life who nurtured that part of me and let me mature as I naturally matured.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had people in my life who tried to make me act more like a child. And
Okay.
now that I'm an adult, I don't want to say respected, but like I had a better relationship with those people who let me mature at my own level than I did the people who tried to make me act more like a child.
I agree to a certain degree, and I'm going to say it's I was also someone who was older for my age. I was like not a real kid person. Like I was not a big like play with toys kind of kid. I wasn't like a big imagination kind of kid. I was like an artsy kid. And I was a book reader and like go play. No. I don't want to do that. But as far as like grow up fast, I still am like some censorship makes sense to me. Like that show's not for you.
Yeah.
There are themes, there are terms in it that like you just don't really need to be inviting yourself into.
I think that's also another bit of an unpopular opinion when it comes to mine and Tyler's parenting is we haven't censored a whole lot in their lives.
Yeah.
There is certain things, Jeffy on YouTube, my child's not allowed to watch. But I think another big difference too is Olin maturing at such a young age, in my opinion, was not due to trauma. It's not due to
his personality.
Yeah, it's not due to the fact that he doesn't have a dad, because he very obviously does. So in that aspect, I think early maturing is a little bit healthier. I probably matured at a young age because of things that were going on in my life, so maybe like not quite as healthy. But
yeah, mine was just personality.
Yeah, I just trust my 8 and 6-year-old more than I think most people trust their 8 and 6-year-olds. And if they, like, there is swear words they know they're not allowed to say. There is shows they know they're not allowed to watch. Does Olin try and sneak in a little Jeffy here and there? Yes. So I just trust them enough to know that if they get into something they don't think they should be into, they're either going to get out of it or they're going to come get us.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation while we were vacationing in Canada. I am going to let my kids have the personality they have without any outside influence from me, because if there's a get together, Olin's not at it.
And that's okay.
He's in his room
or
somewhere not where the get together is. So that's an unpopular opinion. I feel like a lot of parents parent a little too hard. And not that I don't parent my children or give them rules and boundaries and all of the above, but I'm going to let them be who they are.
Yep.
And go from there.
I've got a few like fill in the blank. Okay. Most overrated TV series.
Oh, I'm gonna get some hate for this one. I think an overrated TV series for me is The Office. I've watched a couple episodes. I don't see the hype, but there's a lot of people who are
Die-hard Office people. I've never watched it.
I've watched a couple episodes.
Which is so funny for me because like Park and Rec was my shit. I loved that show.
Yeah, I've never watched that one. I also feel like The Office may be one of those ones that like you have to really get into it for a couple of seasons, and I just couldn't.
I genuinely I'm having such a hard time with this one for me because 9 times out of 10 if I get into a show more than 2 episodes, like I'm gonna see that shit through, especially if it's like a show with a fictional plot. I have a hard time with this one. Like I hear other people say like what they think might be their idea of one that's overrated, and I'm like, I've either never seen it or I like it. Except the news. Fuck the news. I don't ever know who to believe. I don't like everyone's got an opinion.
Showing you one thing just to hide something else.
And frankly, my anxiety is too high for the news. Like you can't just be telling me all those bad things that are happening in the world. I'm not okay.
I don't even know if I've watched the news since I had to watch the scrolling bar at the bottom to tell me whether my school is canceled or not.
That was a good moment.
I don't know if I've watched it
That was a good moment in your childhood every single time.
Also, I think to go on the opposite side of this, I watch a lot of underrated TV shows. I just started the new season of Big Brother today, and I think that one's very underrated, at least in our area. I don't know a lot of people that watch that show, and it's been on for so long, and it has so many seasons, and they do some weird things. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of overrated ones.
Nope. All right. Next one. Fashion trend.
An overrated fashion trend?
Yeah, or one you can't stand. I know one for you.
What is it?
It's, I don't know if you want to call it fashion or just like a beauty.
Oh,
there's one that's further down the list.
Okay.
Becca hates a fluffy brow.
I hate a fluffy brow.
She hates it, and she also doesn't like a slick back look.
Going back to Big Brother, there is a girl on there right now with fluffy brows, and it looks so good on her. Let me focus. A fashion trend I cannot stand. Oh my god, I know.
What?
A fashion trend I cannot stand is why are we bringing back the mom jorts?
Oh, some people are going to feel so strongly about this.
Yep, I don't care.
I can't.
I'm all for a jean short.
Yeah.
Love me.
I'm a Daisy Duke.
Oh yeah.
Love
I
and
wear
pinnacle.
jean shorts that are probably too short for my age, because if they slide into that mom length realm, it's a no for me.
It's almost like there's a fine line, because there's that one mom length jort that I can be okay with. It's like fairly short still, but very high rise.
Yes.
And looks really good on the butt.
No,
Love that.
I mean
I'm talking
like
about the big loose ones.
Oh, see, I just mean like the mid thigh.
Oh my
we
God,
called
no.
them something else when we were younger.
But Bahama, no.
Oh
no.
Bermuda shorts.
Yep.
They're not for me.
No, they're not for me either. I also feel like really square or really, really pointy-toed shoes do weird things to me.
The square's really big right now.
Yeah, there are some things that I'm like, oh, okay, I like.
The square looks okay on my feet because of the shape of my toes. I feel like you've got to have the right shape. Same way with pointy. You've got to have very narrow
And I
feet.
mostly mean closed toe.
Yeah.
Because there's like a square open toe thing going on right now, and I like those.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. There's some weird shit going on with shoes. All right. Next, foods that's the worst. Unpopular opinion.
Food that's the worst?
You could write a whole laundry list like this.
Seriously, though. Onions. Terrible. Tomatoes. Terrible.
Oh, I'm on board with the onions. Those are not for me, but I do love me a tomato. Goat cheese.
I would say, what's something really popular that I don't like? Avocado.
Oh,
I don't like avocados.
This has been an unpopular opinion for me my whole life, and I've like kind of gotten to a point where I can eat one every once in a while. I fucking hate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I'm not a big fan either. I wasn't even as a kid.
Kids, it's like the number one go-to kid sandwich.
Yeah.
I just not, it's not
You
for
know
me.
what I don't mind is an Uncrustable. Why are they different? I don't know.
Never had one.
I don't mind it. I don't know if it's because they've been frozen, so they're like extremely cold.
Oh, and it like
I don't know
something
if
to it.
The jelly's still like a little firm.
Mm-hmm.
It does something for me.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I'll have to. I also actually don't mind a peanut butter and fluff every once in a while. When I was pregnant, I went through this phase where I wanted like a grilled cheese style peanut butter and fluff. Did it. Loved it. Sometimes I added a little bit of chocolate chips in there and they got all melty. It was a delight.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I have a lot of foods, so that one's...
That one's...
But I feel like avocado is a big one that most people like. Food is a texture thing for me, though.
Yeah.
If it's got a weird texture, I'm not going to like it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll tell you another fashion trend. This is totally off topic. Did you know they're trying to bring low-rise jeans back?
Yes.
Bitch, I'm not built for that.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not...
I'll stay out of trend.
I would look like a saggy muffin. I'm all set. Fuck. Why would you do that? Also, do you remember there's this whole story? I remember distinctly reading it. I think it was 17 magazine, but I could be wrong. It could have been when I was still too young for that, and it was like a level below. I can't remember even what that magazine.
Teen magazine.
I don't. Cosmo Girl, maybe.
That's usually above 17.
No, Cosmo's above 17. Cosmo Girl was for like 13-year-olds. I don't remember. Anyway, they did a whole article about these girls who had like legitimate intestinal like injury or like what are those things called? Inside your body? Organ.
Okay.
Like failure issues because they were wearing such tight low-rise jeans. It was cutting the circulation to their organs off, and they like got fucking sick from it. Did I go, oh no, I'm never gonna do that again? Then not necessarily, because that's what fucking jeans were made of, is like this much material and whatever. But I for whatever reason that one's stuck in my brain. Don't bring it back. I can't.
People will die.
People will die. Musician you just don't get that other people love, I would assume. Anything techno.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't like it.
I feel like my opinion on this person is changing, but when we had the whole Machine Gun Kelly Eminem beef, I just wasn't into it.
I love
anybody who comes at Eminem is gonna lose.
I love MGK,
and he
especially
lost big.
Yeah,
but I'm starting to warm up to him a lot more.
Pop punk MGK,
yeah,
is my
doing
favorite.
Good things right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody wants us to say T Swift, and I'm not gonna.
I love her.
Yep, love her to pieces.
You can't make me hate her.
You cannot.
They could never make me hate you, Taylor.
Also,
Sabrina Carpenter, fucking love her.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that teeny little Polly Pocket. She's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know if I really have one that I'm like, I don't understand.
Oh, that's overrated. Like, why are you paying for those tickets? I would be paying for those tickets.
There's a lot of people that tickets for concerts are outrageous right now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that I like to listen to, but I'm not going to be paying that money. We love to listen to Taylor Swift. Would we pay $2,000 for a ticket? Absolutely.
Yes, I would.
Would I pay $2,000 to go see MGK? Probably not.
No, probably not.
I would, in fact, pay $2,000 to go see Jelly Roll, and I'm a little upset that I didn't go see him when he was in Bangor.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
All right, we can go back to the beauty trend. Find something other than fluffy brows to talk about.
Well, fluffy brows.
Well, fluffy brows.
Beauty trend. I have so many of these because we've been watching Love Island, and there's some
blush blindness. It's real.
Okay, blush blindness and the like separated eyeliner that's no longer on the line and like goes up. It's odd to me.
Oh, like yeah. I know
Kaylor does it a lot.
Yeah,
it's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Blush. Slow down on the blush, babe. Slow down, or pick a better color.
I have a hard time with this because I so rarely look at someone and go, I can't believe you did that to your face, because like to each their own.
Yeah.
Da da da.
If you like that much blush, have at it.
If you like it, fine, go for it. I just like when you see someone with that much makeup, and then you see like Hannah that the same
Okay,
season.
I was just gonna go here.
She's gorgeous in real life, but she cakes on so much makeup that I'm like, oh,
She ages herself.
someone tell her she's so pretty in real life. Just take like. She doesn't even need a base. She has beautiful skin.
Yeah.
She's obviously had lip fillers, but like throw some lip gloss on them and that's good enough.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I know we went from like the clean girl era to like the mob wife era or whatever they were calling that. I'm still in the clean girl.
I can go for mob wife on some occasions for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to put a lot on. I feel like we're going back to like 2011 and everybody's really caking it on.
Oh yeah. I'm like, just do what you want to do. Whatever makes you happy. What you like. Playing with makeup is fun. There are just some things where I'm like, oh.
Playing with makeup is different though than your everyday.
Yeah. I just feel like something that some people don't grasp for me is oftentimes the more makeup you put on, the more you age yourself.
Yeah.
Because the minute your face starts moving,
it makes wrinkles.
It makes wrinkles.
In your foundation, not even on your face.
No, I learned that when I was like 25, maybe a little younger even. Mm-hmm. I used to do like a really heavy base and I would start moving my face and I'd be like, I don't actually have wrinkles, but I do make a lot of facial expressions. Mm-hmm. And the more I make them, it just like stays. And obviously if you have I have a better makeup routine now or better quality makeup than I did then, but still like even really good quality stuff, mm-hmm. the thicker you make it, to me.
I also grew up in an era with makeup where I thought I had to cover every single aspect of my skin. With foundation. Yeah. And it's just not the case.
Most overrated celebrity.
I feel like there's so many.
Go for it. Go for the list.
There's so many that you've heard like aren't that great of human beings and whether those stories are true or not. Ariana is high on my list.
You're going to talk about Guy Fieri now?
I, in fact, am not a big fan of Guy Fieri. I mean, good on him. That man has made a career on the Food Network channel of just talking.
Oh, yeah.
And he pretty much owns the Food Network channel at this point because he owns half of the TV shows at least. There's a lot of chefs. I think Gordon Ramsay got a big hype there for a little while. He's kind of mellowed out a little bit. Mm-hmm. I also think Bobby Flay, but I love him, so I'm going to allow that one to happen. As far as like actual, like regular celebrities, you're going to hate me for this one, but every single Kardashian. Every single one of them. You're too much. Sit down. We don't need to see any more.
Except you, Chloe. You're perfect.
Nope.
Don't let her talk to you about that like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just a lot. I think we're hyping up celebrities a little too much in this day and age.
Do you know why this is hard for me? Is because short of the Kardashian... That came out of my mouth. Word gross. I didn't like that accent. Short of the Kardashians, which I just recently started watching again because I've been like bored and needed to zone out. I just am not someone who really keeps up with celebrities.
TV
like
stars.
If I've seen people on a show that I really liked, and I'll go follow them and like never unfollow anyone. Not how I am, but I will tell you there are a few celebrities that I don't find overrated. In fact, I will forever root for their happiness and their health. Like Demi Lovato, mm-hmm. Selena Gomez, like forever and ever, amen. I'm going to be like, girl, I hope you're doing good.
My last unpopular opinion for the evening. We pay everybody in entertainment, whether that be sports, TV people, whatever it is, too much money. We pay them too much. You know who should be paid that much?
Teachers,
soldiers, the people who are making it. So, we're all alive.
And know how to do shit.
Who are teaching our children. Yeah, that's about it. Those two groups
Those
should
two
be getting all the money from them NFL
give
players.
it to them.
I don't know what part of our society ever made it so we paid NFL players so much money.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, we could talk about this one. Invite Tyler. If playing video games is a waste of time, then so is watching TV and playing on your phone.
Oh, wow.
Can I start this one?
Yep.
Okay. I think part of the reason that this can become such an issue, like the playing video games thing, is because how do I put this? A lot of people who have issues with a person in their life playing a lot of video games is because they're prioritizing it over things that person thinks that they should be prioritizing more. Whether that be spending time with them or taking care of the house or taking care of work or whatever, like they in their mind are like, that priority for you is too high on the list. And I think that can be the same for playing on your phone and watching TV. It's just like less talked about.
Okay, here's my unpopular opinion. Playing video games is a waste of time. Watching TV is a waste of time. Playing on your phone is a waste of time. All of it is.
Yeah.
I'm well aware that all of it is. I am also somebody who just, if you hadn't picked up on it, my husband and I have this issue. He plays video games. He's a lot better at it now that we're in our 30s. Mm-hmm. In our 20s, it was a problem because it was almost, I don't want to say an addiction, but like it would get to the point where he was doing it 12 hours straight and nothing else was getting done. Mm-hmm. Everything he ate and or drank was piled around him while he was doing it.
Your kids do that.
Yes.
And I don't even know if they were old enough to notice it. It's just something that like...
And people do it when they're watching TV.
Yeah.
I do it when I'm watching TV. I'll throw it away when my episode's over.
You are just better at picking up after yourself.
Also,
you don't wait. You don't have a whole day's worth of shit.
This is where I was going. I just prioritize all of the other things in my life more so than I do playing on my phone or watching TV. And that's not the same for everybody. And I understand that. I'm anal. I like my house a certain way. I like things to be done when I ask them to be done.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I think all of it is a waste of time. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the things we do in that little bit of downtime we have are a waste of time.
But you know what though? I'm
not saying don't do them.
Yeah, I don't love the phrase waste of time just because it's like, I spend so much of my time trying to be productive that my brain just needs a break from productivity. And so it's like, you can consider it a waste of time if you want, but like, I think of it more as just like a brain rest.
Yeah. It's more like I guess a lapse of productivity or like, yeah, I don't know. And I say waste of time, but it's not like I'm going to stop doing them.
Yeah.
I don't scroll on my phone quite as much as the other people in my house do. But I still scroll on my phone and I watch TV probably more than you and Tyler watch TV.
Yeah.
But also watching TV is like some of the only downtime.
Yeah, and you also watch TV while being productive.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like, I know, I've talked about this with my therapist.
This bitch be folding all the clothes and all the land. We'll get into that another day. It's still fucked up in my brain. I don't say.
Also, unpopular opinion, I don't like TikTok as much as the rest of the world.
A witch! Burner! I love TikTok.
I'm just not as into it. I don't know. I'll scroll it every month. I just don't get as into it as most of the other humans in my life do.
Yeah, I have all the other apps you have, but you find so many good things on them because you actually like...
Because I use them.
Because you use them more. And I used to be like a diehard Instagram person.
See, I love Instagram.
And I still use it some, but like 90% of my time is TikTok.
I'm also more of a Pinterest person than I am social media.
Oh, I like Pinterest too.
Most of the time, that's what I find myself scrolling over Instagram or Facebook, or
which is again, to a fault, you are just more productive. Because frankly, what are you finding on Pinterest when you're scrolling? Ideas for things to get for gifts, things we could do to the house, recipes.
Yep.
At the end of the day, this bitch is just being productive. She can't just let her brain rest and watch some just useless videos. Nope, can't be doing that. Got to find something useful. All right, I'm going to read this whole paragraph because I think it's funny, and I want to know if you agree with it or not.
Okay.
You can only be yourself in public if yourself is socially acceptable. Basically, just the title. The amount of times I heard people in the past tell me, oh, just be yourself and that's fine. But when I actually start being myself, they call me selfish and annoying, even when they were the ones being obnoxious. I think this is just a way for people to say, just have better confidence while sounding like they actually give a shit about you.
Okay. I agree. Because I cannot be myself in most public settings. Because I am an unliked individual.
Oh, that's so sad for me.
Because
I just like you.
I am harsh and abrupt, and I have to not fully dim it down, but
you filter yourself more.
Oh yeah. Which I think is not being yourself.
Do you know what is so interesting to me is the fact that people couldn't like those qualities in you. It's so interesting to me because until the last couple of years, like being in therapy, I never understood that my issues in life were anxiety. I thought, oh, I have a little bit of that, but like nothing major. It turns out it basically rules my whole life and I never really knew it. And the reason I am so attracted to friendships or like relationships with people like you is because I don't have to guess. I don't have to guess about how you feel about me at any given time. Sometimes like my brain still wants to, but like if you are upset, you're going to say you're upset. And that gives me so much comfort because I'm constantly worried that people don't like me. People don't want me around, And you being that way is like, oh my God, finally someone that I don't have to think about this part.
I just think that
good boy.
Going back to where the question or comment was going, that you will, in your lifetime, no matter who you are, find those people that you can 100% be yourself with, and just don't take them for granted. Keep those people.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable being yourself out in public, then don't. I mean,
yep.
Don't stress yourself out trying to be somebody that you think everybody's going to like either. But I have just learned I have a very like malleable personality. I can get along with pretty much everybody. That doesn't mean I'm going to keep you in my life forever. And
but you can get through a day, get through some hours.
Yeah, I can be in public with you and be civil.
And I feel like I even am not necessarily my full self in public. And this is something I
know you're not.
No, I'm quiet and kind of more reserved. I am afraid to be annoying because genuinely it's been 33 years. And there are days where I'm like, God, this bitch is annoying. She's so obnoxious. Will she just shut up? And I like, even like with you occasionally even, I'm like, oh, I just talked way too much.
I will tell you if you talked too much.
I'm just like, and this is like comes from other life experiences too, because there are things that I do that have annoyed other people. And like throughout the years, like I came in your bedroom today when I got home. You were watching a show that I don't watch every single episode of, but I do enjoy. And so when I watch it with you, sometimes I have to ask questions to like catch up. And so I did that. And I asked like 3 questions in a row because it was like a dramatic episode. And I was like, oh, I have to stop. If you made it this far, you're an angel.
For real.
And if you did make it this far, you're still into it.
If you like our banter,
don't forget to follow us wherever it is you watch your podcasts. Check out our TikTok. We got an Instagram.
we'll be on YouTube.
We'll be on YouTube, especially if you want to watch the faces we make and the awkward stares we give the camera.
Yeah!
We'll see you next week.
Have a good night.
Done. Bazinga. Let's go change your clothes. Stay up all night watching your show.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't go to bed until 2 o'clock this morning.